Hi students, in this session we are going to continue with the topic vectors. In the last class we had discussed about the basics of vectors and how to find the magnitude of vector. In this session we are going to discuss an important aspect of vector, and that are called parallel vectors. Now what are parallel vectors? Basically parallel vectors are those which are scalar multiples. Now what do you mean by scalar multiples? Let's suppose that we have a vector A and its values are 2 and 1, and we have vector B, it is 6 and 3. Alright? If I take common 3 from the vector B, that is equals to 2 and 1, which you observe, so that is exactly same of vector A. So I can say that B is equals to 3 times of vector A, and that is what I meant by a scalar multiple. If you multiply your vector by a constant and the same vector appears, then it is called parallel vectors. How we write parallel vectors? If A and B are parallel vectors, so we write in this way: A is equals to K times B, where K is the constant which represents the scalar multiple. Alright? And in terms of magnitude, or we can say that A is equals to K times B, but in this case we are going to apply the sign of modulus. The most common confusion among the students is this: which working we are going to opt in any question. So it totally depends on the data given. If you have a magnitude given, then you need to apply this one. If you have a vector given, then you need to apply this one. Alright? That is an important session, important introduction for parallel vectors, and you need to write down this in your copy, and you have a time of 60 seconds, so start. Alright. After that, it's question number 3 from the same exercise from your new book. The vector AB has a magnitude of 20 units and is parallel to vector 4i plus 3j. Find AB. Alright. So you have a vector AB and its magnitude is 20 units, right? And the vector is parallel to 4i plus 3j. We need to find out the vector AB here. First thing, I'm going to find out the magnitude of this one. Can you find the magnitude of this vector? You have a time of 40 seconds. Give it a try. Start. Alright. The working formula for magnitude is under root of x square plus y square. X is 4 and y is 3. So 4 square is 16 and 3 square is 9, and it leads to under root of 25. So it is equals to 5. So that is a vector, right? That is the magnitude, sorry. Now, as I have told you, when we are dealing with the magnitude, so we need to apply this working formula. The vector AB is parallel to this vector, so I'm going to say that A is equals to K times B. Since we have magnitude, so I'm going to apply the sign of modulus here. The magnitude of A, it's 20, is equals to K times magnitude of B, it's 5. You got the value of K, and that is equals to 4. Alright, now we need to find out the vector here, so I'm going to apply the condition that A is equals to K times B. Alright, the vector A is unknown, which we are looking for. K is 4, and vector B, it's 4i plus 3j. When you multiply, it will be 16i plus 12j. That is your vector A. The first thing, you need to write down the solution in your copy, and you have a time of 60 seconds to complete that question. So start. Alright. With the same approach, I am going to start with the next question. Find the unit vector in the direction of each vector. So what is unit vector? Unit vector is defined by the vector divided by vector divided by its magnitude is called a unit vector. Alright. So in this question number 5, we need to find out the unit vector of each of the following. So let's start with part A. Alright. Part A unit vector is 6i plus 8j. Firstly, I need to find out the magnitude. The working formula is under root of x square plus y square. 6 square is 36, 8 square is 64. When you add up, you will get 100. 100 root is 10. That is the magnitude, right? Now the unit vector, it will be 6i plus 8j divided by 10. If you simplify the 10 divided by these both numbers 6 and 8, so 6 upon 10 it's 3 upon 5i, 8 upon 10 it's 4 over 5j. That is your first part answer. Alright, now you need to attempt part C and you need to attempt part E, and for these two parts we have a time of 3 minutes, so start. Alright, so that is your part C answer, and for part E, firstly we need to find out the magnitude, and that is 3 square plus 3 square under root is equal to the value of under root 18, right? Now under root 18 is what? Under root 18 is basically 9 times 2, and we can say that it is equals to 3 under root 2. Alright, now the vector we have it's 3i plus 3j divided by 3 under root 2, vector divided by its magnitude. From the numerator I can take common, and that is 3, and inside the bracket it's I plus j divided by 3 under root 2. 3 and 3 cancels, so left over is I plus j divided by under root 2. You cannot leave the under root sign in the denominator, so I need to apply rationalizing here. It means that we need to multiply and divide it by the denominator. Alright, so in the numerator it will be under root 2 I plus j. In the denominator, root 2 multiplied by root 2 is equals to 2, and that is your answer. After that, moving on towards the next question, question number 6. It's p is equals to 8i minus 6j, q is equals to minus 2i plus 3j. We need to find 2p plus q, that is your part B. Simply place the vector p and q and you will get the answer easily. So first start with part B. It will be 2 times of p is what? 8i minus 6j plus q is what? Minus 2i plus 3j. Multiply the brackets and solve the similar terms like I with I and j with j. Alright, so you need to attempt part B and C here, and for these two parts you have a time of 3 minutes 30 seconds, so start. Alright, it will be 16i minus 12j minus 2i plus 3j. We can solve the similar 16i and minus 2. 16 minus 2 it's 14i. Similarly minus 12 plus 3 it's minus 9j. That is your part B answer. For part C, 1 over 2 p is what? P is 8i minus 6j minus 3 times r is 10i. Before multiplying the bracket, what I will do, I will take common here. So common is 2, and inside the bracket it's 4i minus 3j minus 30i. Advantage of taking common is 2 and 2 cancels. Now the leftover part is 4i minus 3j minus 30i. 4 minus 30 leads to minus 26i minus 3j. That is your answer. Alright, I hope that you have got the idea. And what you need to do, you need to attempt part D as your homework question. Moving towards the next question, it's question number 7. Question says P is given, Q is given, R is given. You need to find the magnitude of P plus Q. So firstly we need to find P plus Q and then the magnitude of it, and similarly for part D we need to do the same. For these two parts you have a time of 5 minutes. Give it a try and then I will tell you the answer, so start. Alright, for the first one we need to find P plus Q. So P plus Q, it's very simple, 9i plus 12j plus q is what? 3i minus 3j. 9 plus 3, it's 12i, plus 12 minus 3, it's 9j. Right, that is the vector p plus q. Now we need to find the magnitude. For magnitude, just square the x and the y thing, right? So it's 144 plus 9 square is 81. We can find out the value of 144 plus 81 is 225. And root of 225 is 15. So that is your first part answer. For part B, we need to find p plus q plus r. So 9i plus 12j plus 3i minus 3j plus 7i plus j. 9 plus 3, 12, 12 plus 7, 19i, 12 minus 3, 9, 9 plus 1, 10, plus 10j. And now the magnitude of it, so it will be 19 square plus 10 square with the root. So 19 square, it's 361, plus 10 square is 100, and root of it gives you the value of 21.5. So that is your answer. Alright, moving on towards the next question, question number 8 from the same exercise. First you need to give it a try. The vector p and q are known. It says find lambda and mu such that lambda p plus q equals to 36i minus 13j. So the short introduction of this question is you need to place the value of p and q here, and then you need to compare coefficients of p and q. Alright, place the value of p and q here, and then gather all the I terms, all the j terms, and then compare those terms. Alright, so first place the values and give it a try what I said to you. You have a time of 60 seconds to start. Alright class. So like I said to you, you need to place the values here. So it's lambda p plus q is equals to 36i minus 13j, right? Lambda p is what? P is 7i minus 2j. Q is what? Q is I plus mu j. Alright? Now, if I multiply here, so that will be 7 lambda I minus 2 lambda j plus I plus mu j. I will gather the same terms of I here. These two terms have I. So it will be 7 lambda I plus I. Sorry, only I it is, not lambda. Similarly, minus 2 lambda j plus mu j is equals to 36i minus 13j. I will take common here, and common is what? Common is I. Inside the bracket it will be 7 lambda plus 1. Similarly, I will take common, and that is j here. Inside the bracket it's 2 lambda plus mu equals to 36i minus 13j. Now we are going to compare the coefficients of I and I. So the coefficient of I is 7 lambda plus 1, and here is 36. So it will be 7 lambda plus 1 is equals to 36. You can simplify it. 7 lambda equals to 35, and lambda equals to 35 upon 7 leads to 5. Alright, we got the value of lambda here. Similarly, we need to do the same for j here. The coefficient of j, it's minus 2 lambda plus mu, and the coefficient of j is minus 30. Minus and minus cancels. The value of lambda is 5, 2 5s are 10, plus mu equals to 13, and you can get the value of mu, that is equals to 3. So these are the values for mu and lambda. Alright, now there is one issue of sign here, and this issue is this one. When we had taken minus sign common, so it will be minus mu, and similarly it's minus mu minus mu. Now the value of mu, it will be minus 3, and this is your final answer. So I hope that you got the concept with how to solve such question which includes lambda and mu because you will often experience such type of questions very oftenly in your past papers, right? So these two symbols you need to memorize, lambda and mu. You will work with these two symbols very oftenly in your book and in your past paper question as well. So I hope that all of you are clear regarding the concept of this question, and it's question number 9 with the same approach of the question which we had discussed previously. Question number 8, that you need to find out the value for lambda and mu, and there were two vectors a and b, but in question number 9 the concept is same that we had previously applied in question number 8, but there are three vectors, that is a, b and c, alright, and the equation is given that lambda a plus mu b is equals to c. So firstly you need to give it a try by yourself, apply the same concept we had discussed previously, and you have a time of 5 minutes to attempt this question, find out the value of lambda and mu, and then I will tell you the method to solve it. So start. Alright class, it's lambda a, so lambda a is what? It's 5i minus 6j plus mu b minus I plus 2j is equals to c, it's minus 13i plus 18j. We need to multiply here 5 lambda I minus 6 lambda j minus mu I plus 2 mu j is equals to minus 13i plus 18j. Alright, now we are going to gather I terms. So that will be 5 lambda I minus mu I plus 2 mu j minus 6 lambda j is equals to minus 13i plus 18j. Taking common here, so that will be 5 lambda minus mu, and common is I. Similarly 2 mu minus 6 lambda, common is j here, is equals to minus 13i plus 18j. Alright, now we need to compare the coefficient which we had done previously as well. The coefficient for I on both sides, so that is 5 lambda minus mu is equals to minus 13. Similarly for j, 2 mu minus 6 lambda is equals to 18. So you got two equations here, right? So we need to solve them simultaneously. So what I will do, I will multiply my first equation by 2. It will be 10 lambda minus 2 mu is equals to minus 26. Alright, and I will use this equation to solve with this one. So that is minus 2 mu plus 10 lambda equals to minus 26. Minus 2 mu and plus 2 mu cancels. So minus plus is plus, 10 minus 6 is 4 lambda is equals to minus 26, and plus 18 it's minus 8. So lambda is negative 2. Once you got the value of lambda, you can easily solve it to find the value of mu. The first equation we have, it's 5 lambda minus mu equals to minus 13. That is my first equation. I need to place the value of lambda here, so 5 times lambda is minus 2, minus mu equals to minus 13, minus 10 plus 13 equals to mu, and mu equals to 3. That is your answer. Alright class, so I hope that you got the concept clearly, that how to find the unknown values by comparing the coefficients. We had done this the concept in 2 questions, and I think that it is quite enough for today's class. Inshallah, in next class we are going to continue the topic. Make sure that you have done your homework and submit it on the portal timely.